Welcome back, Jack. Everybody, donate to the Cash App, which is Casino. Like the video. We getting ready to kick it off live because that's what we supposed to be doing here. So, without further ado, let's get to it so we can get to the information and really get y'all the updates of what's happening here as lawsuits are being filed and things are getting more and more crazy by the second. Let's go. Hi, I'm Casino. Oh, let's talk about it.
No one knows Casino and none of these.
There's so much going on in the world, and I'm just giving my 2 cents on it. Go in and do a raid at someone's house, but you don't have an arrest warrant for them. What's good? I'm seeing a whole bunch of craziness take place right now. It's nuts. Oh, yes, sir. They have been sabotaging my channel right now. So that's what took so long for the video to even get started, dog. They straight sabotaged this entire video before we even hit go. So you got to ask yourself, why would they sabotage this video? Why didn't they send out notifications for this video? This is what's been going on behind the scenes since I was trying to start the video. All this nonsense was happening. So make sure all of you guys are subscribed and make sure you have selected all when it comes to your notifications because it's crazy right now, dog. I haven't seen this kind of sabotage game in a long time. And yeah, it's a bad situation. But that makes you wonder whose hand is on the lever. Because when it was about Jay-Z being pursued by Tony Buzbee, when Tony Busby was on an attack, anytime you went towards Tony Busby's side, they had no problem letting it run. Long as you saying something negative about Jay, they all with it. Now, the fact that they're pulling this kind of move behind the scenes is letting me know there's a bigger picture going on, which only exposes what's truly happening here. Let me see. Sean, you always send me something late. Sean be sending me something thinking it's new, and I done seen it about 100 times before Sean sent it. Bless his heart and happy anniversary to Sean. Now, let's move forward. Well, I don't know if it's a blacklist, but they definitely have done something inappropriate because I shouldn't be on a blacklist or no other list that has anything to do with my videos not being where they're supposed to be. Now, here's the situation here. Jay-Z is suing Tony Busby and Jane Doe in a lawsuit. Now, we heard Ticket TV say Well, why they haven't sued Jane Doe? Why he just going after Tony Buzbee? Like I said, and what did I tell y'all? In due time, it's coming. So when she dismissed the case and dropped the charges, right? Y'all was like, why he didn't do that? I'm like, believe me, you get time. It's all coming. So now, Tony Busby's law firm, that means all the lawyers that was involved in the case, Tony Buzbee and Jane Doe are being sued for defamation. So Monday, he filed a defamation suit. And if you own my Casino for Life Patreon, we will have that lawsuit coming. I just don't have the whole thing with me right now. I just got some of the inserts on the complaint. But we will put it on the Patreon. So she withdrawn her complaint about Diddy and Jay-Z. It was not refiled by Tony Buzbee. She's withdrawn it completely. Now, the question you need to ask yourself is why didn't he go ahead and refile it? Because the judge have to say, okay, your Southern District of New York case, which you tried to make this case, you're not licensed to use. But you filed these lawsuits knowing that you did not file to use another lawyer in New York so that you could be in the courtroom with him. And he knows that's lucrative for him, so he needs to be in that courtroom. So he's going to have to drop those suits and then try to reapply them once the courts approve them. But this lawsuit here is gone. Once the victim has recanted or withdrawn the complaint, well, it's like this. When she was 13, she said she was 13 years old and that she was R-worded and all of these defamatory statements was made about Jay and all of these things were going down. And nobody seemed very interested in what the process was going on and nobody seemed to care, right? Then all of a sudden, it all changed. Everybody had an epiphany. Everybody had an epiphany on what happened. Mm. Yep. I never felt that way. Well, Jay-Z is talking about malicious prosecution in this lawsuit. And this Jane Doe, who's from Alabama now, publicly accused him of an essay with Combs. But now she's later admitted inconsistency in her story and voluntarily dismissing the lawsuit. And that was last month, right? So now David Fortney and Tony Buzbee and this woman engaged in what they call an evil conspiracy to extort him with the completely fabricated and wildly horrific claim that he had R-word Jane Doe alongside Sean Combs back in 2000. And right during the premiere of of the Walt Disney movie Mufasa, they strategically launched the lawsuit and filed it on that time to try to make Jay have to make a decision. Will he go on the red carpet with his family, or would he stay in the background, all to try to smear his name while all of this was going on? He immediately said he lost over $20 million due to this. And believe me, this is going to be monumentally damaging. By suing this woman, they have already screwed up uh, Tony Buzbee. She's done. What's up, Ty? Oh, she's done. I mean, the whole they don't want the girl. Look, let me tell you how this lawsuit's going to play out. Since I've been right all the way down the line going here, let me tell you how this is going to play out with Jay-Z and this. They can't mess with Tony Busby. Tony Busby, boy. Can't nobody mess with Tony Busby. The 1-800 lawyer himself is finna get bounced. And he's finna get bounced like a ball. And that dude's gonna realize he's into a fight he can't get out of. You've already fell in quicksand, buddy, a long time ago. And you think you finna get out. You're not getting out. Mm-mm. You got too much shadiness in your past. There's a lot of corruption in your past. And for you to deal with somebody like Jay, you're not going to be the one, sir, that can come after Jay-Z. He's going to make an example of you. You saw a way to get an extra buck and thought, this is a way I can get some extra money if I just throw Jay name in it too. Silly man, motivated by greed and stupidity. You made the wrong mistake. You went after a man who's protected. That man got protection. The NFL don't even back its players when they hear rumors come out about have they been involved in this and that. They don't even come out and defend them. The NFL, Roger Goodell came out and defended Jay-Z. Flat out. And they're applying the vice grips to y'all step by step. They know all they got to do is break the woman. They don't want her. What has she got that they want? But the defamation case, to get to you, the real culprit, the real snake in the grass in this situation, to get you. Yeah, Tony Busby, to get you. They know they got to break her. And they going to break her too. They going to break her. And matter of fact, they already broke her. They already broke her. I had to get my Tiger Woods on. They already broke her. She broke, been broke. She broken. And there's nothing you can do about it. Oh, yeah. She's broken. That's why I told you. They don't care. Now, as this whole narrative was going down, right? The new defamation case with this malicious prosecution that happened and that went down, right? Now she's singing like a bird. Jane Doe has now voluntarily admitted directly to Jay Z's representatives that the story brought before the world in a court on global television was just that, a false, malicious story. So Jay Z's new lawsuit claims she has admitted that Jay Z did not assault her, and that indeed it was Tony Buzbee himself whom she met for the first time at a coffee shop in Houston on the day of her malicious false NBC News interview, who pushed her to go forward with the false narrative of the assault by Jay Z in order to leverage a maximum payday. Now, Tony Busby has been shocked since this has come out because now the person who y'all was representing and Jay them knew from the jump, this woman did not come to y'all with this. Y'all came to her and used her to throw your whole little situation in, using people to try to leverage a payday. Yeah, seeing got Kai go down was something. So now Kai made both his free throws and then he exited. Um, it reminded me of Kobe. It reminded me a lot of Kobe Bryant when Kobe tore his ACL. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, well, you see, that's what's wrong with it right now. No, that's what's wrong with people. They don't really see the trap that's set. He set a trap for them. Where the J haters at now? Exactly. Now, here's the bigger picture that they're not even pointing out to the rest of the people yet. Because when he bring it down, a lot of people are gonna cheer. That scumbag lawyers like Tony Buzbee, in my opinion, my personal opinion, I think you're a scumbag. You look like a scumbag, and you carry yourself like a scumbag from what I've seen. And these false narratives of a lawyer and seeing how law has been practiced, seeing how you have maneuvered and went by back and forth with this whole pursuit of you're a good guy is disgusting. It really is. It's pitiful to see because when you see somebody like Tony Busby who pretends like he's the man of the people, Oh, definitely. $100%. They always got something new to say. So everything's gonna hit a little different. Whenever you get to a position that don't make any sense whatsoever when you're covering something. Well, he should lose his license. He might. He might. He might lose his whole office. Remember when I said this was done? He's gonna probably lose his entire office. I said that off of the Diddy cases. None of his cases, none of his cases that he got right now is involved in the Diddy trial that's going on in New York. They didn't take out of 150 people that he got, the federal government did not touch one of your civil cases and connect it to this case. Why? Why, Tony Buzbee? Why did they not connect the cases? They didn't take one of your cases and say, okay, that connects here with our federal case. So we're going to use all these 120 some people who claimed all this stuff, and the federal government don't take none of them. Ticket gonna be that ain't true because Tony Busby said this. Tony Busby, no, Tony Busby. Now hold on, let me go. Let's get the paperwork. See, don't look. Tony Busby said. I mean, ain't give no damn about what no Tony Busby said. I'm telling you right now, the federal government ain't got not one of his people involved in the case. That's fact. Now, if that don't make you say why, what should have rose your suspicion is when he filed the lawsuits. And now that the first is over, they cannot file these fraudulent lawsuits no more. Everybody by Friday is trying to throw a lawsuit in. Now the girl from making the band want to throw a lawsuit in because she tried to sleep her way to the top. Sarah, it was people there that saw you getting down voluntarily because you thought you was gonna blow. You blew all right. Now, I don't understand though. Why would you ruin your credibility like that? I'm like, I couldn't do that for no views, for nothing. I can't do that. I can't rock with that. If it ain't making sense, I gotta call it down the line. I can't do it. Can't ignore it. Can't do it. Won't do it. Now, mm-mm. Now, everybody want to talk about they're the one, right? Everybody want to talk about they're the one. Mm-hmm. Oh, of course. Come on. The first level of surprise that should have went up, that everybody should have responded to and came up with all of the facts in the matter and the case. Eyebrow should have went up when he filed these cases. And where's everybody's suspicion that the man in a weekend had over the phone taking calls? They were able to vet 120 people in 3 days. Every working lawyer, any working lawyer I have ever seen, any working lawyer I have ever known, nobody has vetted a case that fast. It takes months sometimes to get everybody one person's story vetted. It could take weeks to get all of the connect all the dots. And you mean your small office vetted 120 people in a weekend? I knew he was full of shit then. Can nobody explain that? Can nobody explain that? And in order to do that, you would have to have that person on videotape doing the act. By that time, the federal government would have definitely used that in the court, in the trial they got now. They'd have been like, we're taking Tony's case. And they didn't take your information. They didn't take none of your evidence and say, we want your client on this federal case. Huh? All of them are civil. Now he's added more cases. For what? There's not gonna be a settlement. He's on a federal case. If I'm on a federal case and I'm locked up, what the hell am I settling with you for? We're going to court. Why not? I'm already in jail. Oh, we're finna get to it. Tony Buzbee said in the new case that's out, right? He says this new case, which alleges the same thing as the other one, he pieced it together and filed in Los Angeles also, has no legal merit. Sean Carter's investigators have repeatedly harassed, threatened, and haggled this poor woman for weeks, trying to intimidate her and make her recant her story. She won't. Instead, she has stated repeatedly she stands by her claim. The same group of investigators have been caught on tape offering to pay people to sue and my firm. This is another attempt to intimidate and bully this poor woman that we will deal with in due course. We won't be bullied or intimidated by frivolous cases. And Fortney was not available for comment. Oh, he denied any wrongdoings in the case. The defamation case against him was ruled on to go forward. That's the thing. The Texas lawyer who keeps boasting over he's collected more than 10 billion in damages for his client. Well, he's got a couple of clients suing him, including his own SA lawsuit, where a woman said that he forcibly did some things to her as he represented her in a case. He says he's got 120 with credible claims against Diddy through a strenuous vetting process. I can't make this up, y'all. I can't make it up. It's crazy. The new lawsuit repeats that these allegations that Buzbee's firm sent exonerated demand letter on November 5th of 2024, requesting a private mediation ahead of a planned lawsuit. Jay-Z claims the letter threatened financial and personal devastation if he didn't work out a deal to silence Jane Doe. Right. So the judge said he was on the verge of dismissing Jay-Z's extortion claim against Buzbee unless Jay-Z could provide additional evidence. It wasn't immediately clear Monday if he alleged the new statement from James Doe would be admissible in the case. The California judge said Jay-Z's related defamation case against Buzbee appeared strong enough to proceed towards a trial. Jay-Z is requesting a jury trial. The judge took the matter under submission, promising to ruling on Busby's dismissal motion soon. And his dismissal motion will be denied. Santino finna tell you right now. His dismissal motion will be denied. You heard it here first. Buzbee, it ain't getting denied. The case is moving forward. It's going on to that jury trial. You better get ready. You better get your best suit. You wanted to be famous? You finna be famous. So you get ready, because it's coming. Buzbee. Oh, of course it's coming. You know it. You know that's why they put it in place. That's why they put the whole thing in place. Absolutely. Yeah, it's crazy. They have literally did everything humanly possible to block this video's everything from going out. Now I'm like, Tony has got his crew working full overload. Yeah, exactly. So right, she cannot refile a lawsuit against Diddy. Not, I mean, Jay Z, definitely not in that way. So now they know to get to him is her. So now that they have her with the evidence saying that they sue her for her to get out this lawsuit, she got to flip on them. They know that's coming. That's why they got to understand that they want to try to connect everything they can and connect Jay Z to Diddy. And they played a dangerous game and a shakedown for money. Oh, they've already stated what he did. The woman stated with Jay Z's representatives and told them in a court of law. Well, yeah, they said they have contacted her. They found out who she was. They found out the representatives from Jay Z. Right, Jane Doe, who now voluntarily admitted directly to Jay-Z that the story that was brought before the world in court and on global television was just that, a false, malicious story. And Jay-Z's new lawsuit claims she has admitted that Jay-Z, Mr. Carter, did not assault her, and that indeed it was Tony Buzbee himself whom she met for the first time at a coffee shop in Houston on the day of her malicious false NBC News interview, who pushed her to go forward with the false narrative of the assault by Jay Z in order to leverage a maximum pay. That's going to be the extortion. That's what the judge is going to rule. We might can go forward with this extortion now. That's that evidence that he said you got to have something for me to go forward on. That's the something to go forward on. And Busby, your dismissal better come with something else, buddy. Better know how to break dance or something. Busby's breakdance challenge. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah. Or maybe you can appear on Ticket TV. He's gonna be, hey, former lawyer Tony Buzbee. He's joined the show. You and Ticket could link up. And then you can go on Teaser Tales, all of y'all. Y'all get all going on there. He said, I was about to say, what does Sean Payton and Jay-Z got to do with each other? All right, Buzbee and Ticket, man. Jesus Christ. Yeah, you got to get permission, Tony, before you go out to Jay-Z. You have to get permission, son. You didn't have any permission. Understand that. Without any permission, can't do it. Now, we will be taking this up on the Patreon because there's a lot of other stuff I want to say. But and we will have the actual filing, the paperwork that you can look at, and you can go through it yourself. Yes, in the lawsuit, you will read that Jay-Z said it felt like Mr. Busby was placing a gun to my head, that I either bow to his demands or endure personal and financial ruin. His actions caused me mental anguish about the ticking time bomb and what it would do to me and my family and my hard earned reputation. It was incredibly painful for my wife and me to sit down with our children, one of whom is at the age where her friends would surely see the press and ask questions about these claims. And explain this, I mourn the loss of innocence for my children, including one who was around the age that the female minor claims to have been when she falsely claimed that these heinous acts happened. I am heartbroken that my children have to endure hearing these things about their father, especially at their young age. He said Rock Nation lost worth 20 million per year. I was harshly criticized by others for accompanying my daughter to the premiere of her movie Mufasa the Lion King. A day after Busby filed a Jane Doe lawsuit against me. Media outlets reported that Disney was hesitant over my attendance at the premiere because of the accusation. I felt that Mr. Busby purposely filed his lawsuit on the eve of my daughter's premiere to put me in a position to having to choose between supporting my daughter or hiding to avoid negative press coverage. Oh yeah, he claimed for abuse of the process and the civil conspiracy. He want punitive damages with this new complaint. He said these defendants acted with malice in pursuing meritless lawsuit against Mr. Jay-Z. These defendants devised and executed their plan to assure Mr. Carter, Jay-Z, of SA and used the national media news outlets to disseminate and fabricate accusations to millions, despite the falsity of the accusation. The defendant's actions were willful and purposefully in order to maximize the reputational harm to Mr. Jay-Z and Mr. Carter to pay them. At a minimum, they initiated the lawsuit with a reckless disregard of the falsity of the accusation. The new lawsuit complained that it was put out that Busby's firm failed to adequately vet Jane Doe without naming her. The filing says that less than 90 days before the demand letter was issued, Jane Doe had been in court on mental health related issues and charged with assault in the second degree. And they also said she has several mental health disorders and taken multiple medications, according to the testimony from her own psychiatrist, laid bare in public court records. Tony Buzbee is done. Tony Busby is done. You're done, dog. Y'all can submerge the video down all you want. Busby's done. He's done. Now tell Ticket to cover that. How you gonna vet somebody that was in a mental institution and was on medication and was on in the court, just in court, just had a case for second degree assault, got a psychiatrist. So you already knew she was a nut job and you knew you could manipulate this person. That's what it's going to look like, Tony. That's what's going to go down. Y'all did a money play without permission and you're going to pay for it. Now, the rest of this conversation going to be on the Patreon because Tony will be suing me in a minute. So I'm out of here.